So this is a one-time change or it changes every month?
It'll change every month. It'll be for a year's worth of doing it this way, at least. Until we get our
when we
wholesale bill in May again.
Yeah.
Until Durham gives us, or Tri-County gives us a new wholesale rate again.
And we've got how many years left on that contract before we can actually renegotiate?
You know, when we first entered into it, it was a guaranteed 3 years, and then after that, I think it went, did it go
Was it
5
10
at a
years?
time or 10?
Was it a total of 10 years?
Maybe it is 10. No, that's something we could look up.
I think that was the last length of contract that we had with Alliant, wasn't it? Wasn't that 10 years?
I don't just seem to renew no matter what.
I know, but we really got a good rate from them for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Any other questions?
So, we could, or we're gonna be seeing a rate every month of some sort increase for a year, is what you're telling me.
Chances are. It's
So if
it's the
2% and that's 12 months,
it's the
that's a 24% increase.
no, because it won't be accumulative. It will just be whatever the monthly increase is.
Whatever that actual
Over
charge
the
is.
base,
Over, yeah.
okay.
It's whatever that actual charge is being passed on,
Okay.
nothing in addition.
So on,
And the engineer did say that there are some cities that he knows of that have done this for years rather than do a rate study, but they just do the pass-through of the increased cost. So it's not unusual, it's not unheard of to do it
Well,
this way.
no, and I'm just
And we'll
trying to
have
wrap my mind around how, when I get questioned on the street about it.
Well, and we talked about, we'll put something in the paper, an explanation about it, and we'll try to, there'll be a separate line item on your bill, you know, that PCA, power cost adjustment or something. So we'll try to get the
Kinda like a fuel surcharge for a truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's good to keep in mind too that June, July, and August are our summer
Peak.
peak, so it hasn't been too much of an issue so far with air conditioning. But whatever people can do to keep that peak as low as possible, because that sets our rate for next year. Our demand.
Yep.
Yeah.
be a good idea to put that in the paper.
It was in the paper last year,
We'll do it.
but it's something that's hard, like Mark said, it's hard to get your mind around that, because it's,
Well,
it just is.
I don't want people thinking that, you know, you just willy-nilly free, just keep raising rates. Well, we're not, they need to understand that it's costing us more.
Yep.
And Tri-County's been doing those promotionals, and RME piggybacked on that too, to encourage people that wait till 8 or whatever it was called, or, you know, like
Yeah.
do your laundry in the evening in the summertime, and all those little promotional things, and you see billboards all over about that, but it's hard for people to worry about next summer's rates when you're hot this summer,
Yeah.
and you want to use your air conditioning and stuff, you know. But it is a whole year away that it makes a difference. But now, we do have, the last time we changed the rates, we put in a summer rate and a winter rate, so we won't be hit quite as bad as we were in the past.
Any other questions?
that we approve this. You, authorizing the use of the power cost adjustment feature to recover that increase in the wholesale rate.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Bunky, second by Mr. Hansi. Any other questions? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
And the motion passes with Mr. Colvinson voting against. 8E, consideration of authorizing repairs to the airport fuel system to remove accumulated water and debris in fuel tank. Quotes were obtained for the repair work with a recommendation to hire Minnesota Petroleum Service of Columbia Heights, the attached staff report. Mike, how about you come forward?
Mike can probably explain this a lot better than I can.
All right, Mr. Mayor and council members and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for asking my input on this. I've been operating up at the airport since the summer of 2000, and it was either during the summer of 2000 or the summer of 2001. I'm quite sure it was probably the summer of 2000 because we were anxious to get the fuel system operational up there. It had been inactive since, I'm guessing, but maybe sometime in the mid-1990s, may have even been early 1990s that the system went inactive. And the bulk storage tank, which is a 5,000 gallon above ground, I believe it's a double wall bulk storage tank. It does not have a containment, a containment tank around it. It does have a concrete wall that kind of buffers it from the airport road, which I think is to protect it from potential vandalism, perhaps. That tank was empty throughout the 1990s up until the summer of 2000 when I moved my operation up to the airport. When we reactivated that tank, we had Metco company from Hillsboro, Wisconsin, come over. They needed to replace the fuel dispensing pump, and they also physically got into the bulk storage tank, cleaned the walls, removed all the debris from the bottom, and got the system up and running. They also installed a self-serve credit card access credit card terminal so that customers can stop at the airport and pump their own fuel whether I'm there or not. So that was the summer of 2000. That bulk storage tank has been essentially unmaintained since then, and I would say, well, it varies from anywhere from full to empty, and most of the time it's probably on the average half to 1/3 full, so there's a lot of airspace in that tank. Consequence of airspace is water condensation, and that's a normal occurrence in any tank. I think that water condensation, this is conjecture, but this is what I've been told by people who are in the fuel tank servicing business. I think that water condensation has caught up to us now, so that the standpipe in the tank that draws the fuel from towards the bottom of the tank, but not directly from the bottom of the tank. Understand you want a standpipe standing up there so that water can collect in the bottom of the tank, and the standpipe is still collecting pure fuel. That standpipe now occasionally sends probably a good slug of water to the dispensing pump, which then the pump has one or more filters in it, and then just downstream of the pump before the hose that goes out to the aircraft there's a major water filter. But I think it's filters in the pump itself that throw up their hands and say, too much water, I'm out of action, and it shuts